Well, hi there. This video is something I've had in the back of my mind for a while. Some people are going to like it, others are going to hate it. I ended up buying, well, an Xbox 360, and we're actually just about to get rid of it. It's been banned in our house during the week because it was interrupting too much of schoolwork. And foolishly, I bought this game here, Skylanders Trap Team. That's the Skylander starter kit there. It cost me $60 in Australia, but nowhere on the box does it talk about the total cost of playing Skylanders Trap Team. The Skylanders video game is an excellent video game. I saw my 5-year-old and 10-year-old both play together. They had lots of fun, but Daddy was sick and tired of forking out for what seemed to be endless amounts of bits and bobs to play this game. So let's start adding this up. The starter kit was $60. Each of the Skylanders down here, well, if you are unlucky, you are paying over $15. If you are lucky, you are down paying $10. But add them up there. Okay, and then the traps, $7 a pop. I really didn't see them for anything less. I did see them for $8 and $9, and I was never going to pay that much. So if I did a sum of, let's call these just say $5, and if I called those guys there $12 a pop, plus that, how much do you think all that is worth? So I've got 35 traps, I'd call it $5 a pop, $175, and 25 Skylanders, I'd call it, let's say, $12 a pop. That's $300. And don't forget our starter pack at $60. And that's a grand total of $535. Let's knock off $35 because there was some stuff in the starter pack. Call it $500. Where in the box does it say that this game is going to end up costing far more than just $60 for the starter kit? Now, I've looked very carefully over the starter kit box for anything that indicates to me the total outlay this could potentially be for this game. Sure, you can go and play the game without buying all the accessories and everything, but everyone knows how children operate, and they just nag until you give in. But I finally got a victory because we're getting rid of this thing out of the house. Goodbye, good riddance. So am I asking too much here? This really does lapse into consumer affairs. Often in Australia, let's say if you buy a telephone plan or something, it'll say the core cost and then there'll be a little clause. The additional cost of doing this will be this, and it'll be in the fine print, and it really is up to the consumer to read the fine print. It would be so easy for Skylanders to come along and just say in somewhere on the box where you see it, there's no use putting it inside, because when you want to pick this up in the store, you want to see what you're up for. What it needs is like a little panel down here, and it says, you know, starter kit costs this, to buy extra Skylanders and accessories to play the full game out will cost this amount. Please do this on this type of game. It really needs it. I felt like this was the worst thing I ever brought into the home, and I'm actually really pleased it's going away. Well, that's the disc of the game that came in the starter pack. And one part I don't understand, there are lots of YouTubers who did reviews of this game, and they were showing all this gameplay and everything on YouTube, and they were monetized. But when I read on the back here, I just don't see how you can be allowed to do that. Let me read. I'd like to read the part in here, particularly from here on: unauthorized copying, reverse engineering, transmission, public performance, rental, pay for play, circumvention of copy protection is strictly prohibited. Public performance. Is putting gameplay up on YouTube a public performance of this game? Like I'll say again, I have got absolutely no qualm for the gameplay. Excellent game which spans a wide age group. But the problem I've got is the cost of playing this game. And I hadn't even finished in buying all the little goodies for this, and we didn't get all the traps. I just gave up. I said, righto, that's enough. Game over. Well, I just think it's pretty evil. Maybe I'm being unfair here, but let's say if these were a better price. Let's say if you were getting for $7 3 of them, maybe I wouldn't be such a ranty daddy. You know, it's one of those things. There's no law against making a profit, but boy, when I start seeing stuff like that where the game not only needs those characters there, but plus all this other riffraff here, nah, that's done my brain in. And not to mention my wallet as well. The other game that we got into, which was a sort of similar style, but I felt it wasn't as sinister, although some people out there might say it is, it was Disney Infinity. And what I noticed with this one was the children are actually more interested in these critters here as things that stick on the mantelpiece versus actually playing the game. So I don't know what that's really telling me. Mind you, that's a stunning version of Lightning McQueen, I've got to admit, and Mater there. And the one I really like is Wreck-It Ralph. Sure, there was lots of cost in buying those critters there, but we didn't have the extra trap of the trap system that Skylanders Trap Team seemed to so heavily rely on in its gameplay. Another peculiar way to look at the total cost of that game so far is it's about the same price as the latest and greatest console. And I've only come in and done this video. I know there's another YouTuber who spoke about this. I left some comments on there and I said, wow, you're the first person I've heard to speak out about this. Yet so many people do these amazing gameplay videos and never ever do they discuss, well, this is how much this game costs. You're up for a lot of money to play this game properly. Up behind the box here, some of the games I'm going to get rid of as well. And one of my daughter's favourites, strangely enough, was this one here. And so often she would hear about a game from a TV show called Good Game in Australia. Mirror's Edge. You know that game there? I don't think there's any part 2 of that as yet, but it was a pre-owned game. We bought it for $22. This was another favourite of both my son and my daughter. They just love to basically skate crazy and see how many bones they could break. That's funny what children see as being fun. Yep, had Minecraft on Xbox 360, but my daughter preferred to play it on computer. These are also games my daughter liked to play. I used to like playing these with her as well. Yeah, she liked that sort of stuff. Now here's the funny story how we're getting rid of all of this. My daughter and my son have been screaming for the game Splatoon. It's on Wii U. Mummy and Daddy put their foot down. We said no more game consoles in the house, no more games. So then my daughter negotiated with us. We will get rid of all of this stuff here and we will get a Wii U. And there's a few other games she's after on Wii U. In fact, we had a Wii before this Xbox 360. And to be honest here, I am actually very pleased to get rid of this thing. I'd never want to touch anything to do with Skylanders again. I've learnt my lesson the hard way. I'm just wondering how many other parents out there have been through the same grinding money mill as me with these games. Anyway, I've finally got this off my chest. Thanks for watching and bye for now.